to the future of Ferrari. That's right, the Ferrari Roma will show us the future of Ferrari. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it before we show you the car. So you see, I'm just doing the little lean. I even look handsome inside of this car. God damn. I think one of the most important things every single time we talk about a car is understanding the company behind the car. And we're talking about Ferrari this time, of course. Ferrari for a long time felt like it was stagnant and stale and it wasn't moving forward. I even made a video like 3-4 years ago why I refused to buy a Ferrari and why I won't buy a Ferrari, because they literally weren't pushing the envelope anymore. It really felt like they were just satisfied with whatever was going on. They get the money for their cars, the brand value's up, who gives a shit? But then Lamborghini started to get good. Then McLaren came out and they got really good really fast. Then Porsche said, hold my beer, son. And fuck, those Porsches are good. But now it feels like Ferrari woke up from that daze and they're back and they're here to fucking prove it with this car, the Ferrari Roma, which is the entry-level car to the entire lineup of Ferrari. That means it's the cheapest car, the easy one to get. If you show up to a dealership, they should technically just give you one without having to buy a billion cars. So the parallel of the Roma with Ferrari's history is a brilliant one, and I'm gonna show you why. Because the brand just felt complacent. The brand felt like it wasn't moving forward. The brand felt like it was not growing. It felt like they put out the predecessors for the Roma, which are the Portofino and even the California. It just felt like they were lazy attempts at just creating something so that people would buy it just because they had to buy it. It really felt like that. But with this car, shit has changed. Shit has escalated, and there is a lot to show you here because the future of Ferrari is all over this car. Let me show you what I'm talking about now. Woo! So there are a lot of firsts with the Ferrari Roma. This is one of the hottest looking cars I've ever seen in my life. I know I'm not talking about a hypercar, I'm not talking about a $3 million car, I'm talking about just a regular GT. The brand new design language of Ferrari is pretty much all over this car. That means that headlights, taillights, mirrors, all the shit that you see here is going to start trickling down into all of the other models, even though it's not a trickle down, it's a trickle up. A trickle up. It is a trickle up, people. There's a lot of first here. There's a lot of new design language that I want to show you because I absolutely adore this car. But I think the first thing we need to look at is that engine. Let's talk about that engine first. Ta-ta-ta. And look at that beauty. There are very few times I'm going to open an engine bay and really fall in love with how everything looks inside. This is one of those times. This is the same engine as in the Portofino. This engine is a 3.9 twin-turbo V8 that produces 610 horsepower. That's right. I want you guys to think about something. The Ferrari Enzo, which is right now $3.5 million, and it was the hypercar Ferrari back in the day, 2003, 2005, that had 620 horsepower. This has the same power output as a fucking Enzo, people. Do you understand how crazy that is? And this is in a GT, in a well-packaged GT that you can take to the grocery store. It's fucking bananas. Also, the car goes from 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds. 3.4 seconds on your entry GT level car. And on top of that, it'll do 199 miles an hour in case, you need to send your wife to get some fucking groceries, because apparently that's what everybody thinks this car is for. I personally like it even for myself. I think it's one of the most stunning cars I've ever seen. Wow, I absolutely adore how they did this. I love that they pushed the engine all the way back there, and the reason why they did that is because every manufacturer has figured out that the closer the engine gets to the center, and the more you put weight towards the center of the cabin, the more balance you're gonna have in a car. So it's a little behind the wheels, if you guys can see that. And that should give the car such a great balance when driving. But I'll be the judge of that. One of my favorite things about the Ferrari Roma is not just the name Roma. Yeah, I got married in Rome with my wife. Love that place. Absolutely. But this has all the new design language of Ferrari moving on and moving forward. And I think this is just one of the most gorgeous cars I've ever seen. I know it's not super exotic and super high performance looking and whatnot, but man, they did the right thing in every single one of these lines. Just a little example, look at the ass. Look at how it sticks out muscular, but not like too intense, yet sexy. How the fuck did you even do that? Then come to the front, and you're gonna see this beautiful hood that's enormous. And right underneath it, one of my favorite design parts is this grille that is kind of like an Aston Martin grille, like my DB11, but I think this is even more gorgeous. It's actually flush to the body tone of the car instead of just being black mesh, which the black mesh is underneath, so it's not like, oh my god, they did something that no one's ever done. But that is beautiful. Then let's move on to the headlights, because the headlights clearly tell me this is the new design that Ferrari's going to be chasing in all of their cars coming forward. I think these are the most gorgeous, simplistic headlights, and they look a lot like the Tributo ones, which is the new F8, except it's missing a little piece right here, right? Or am I crazy, guys? It's that beautiful. Then let's go to the back and let me show you something else right here, because I think this is one of my favorite parts of the car, and let me tell you, this car doesn't have a fucking bad angle. That's crazy. Right here, for the first time in a very long time, these lights are not a circle. Remember, every Ferrari, like the signature Ferrari look is in the taillights having that circle. And this is completely different from now on. And I guarantee you, it's the same thing that's gonna happen to all of the other cars. We're starting to see the new design language of Ferrari, and I think it's stunning, it's gorgeous, it's simple, and yet complex. I love what they did. By the way, this is the first time that the entry model car from Ferrari, from the Portofino to the California T, is a coupe, not a convertible. This is the first time the entry model is a coupe, and somehow that feels like a huge upgrade on the car. I adore this. Another great thing, no fake looking exhaust, which is great. You know when you look at a car from the back and then you see the two little pipes sticking in? Wow. Well, I don't like that. And I am loving this. This is a gorgeous car. I also love that there's no bad angle on it. No matter how you look at it, this car is really, really gorgeous. And since we're back here, let me show you the trunk real quick. I'm gonna open this son of a bitch and show you guys, yeah, it's not the biggest trunk in the world, but also this is a sports car. Don't be fucking ridiculous, guys. It's not a big trunk, but curiously enough, you're gonna open this and there's your toolbox. You're gonna be like, oh, that's great. But then you're gonna think, wait, I'm closing this at the same level than the trunk. That means there's nothing that can hold whatever is in there. If you have something that can roll while you're parking like this, it's gonna fucking roll out of the car. That is the most interesting and unique thing I've ever seen in my life in a trunk. No idea why they did it like that. Also, above, you're gonna see your personalization specifications. That means the spec of your car, all the stuff that you ask for, and you even have a barcode, so you can just, in the digital world, send it to millennials, which, by the way, I'm a millennial, but a lot of people that are millennials do not know that they're millennials. Anyone that was born around 1981 and 87, I believe they're millennials, so keep an eye out on that. I think we gotta start looking at all the Ferrari festivities with this. Oh, well, I'm guessing you guys are hearing that. Yeah, that's probably an Enzo in there. Oof, thank you. Keep going, sir. Thank you. Oh. We're gonna start right here, guys, with the door, and the reason why is because you gotta look at the brand new key and the system in the door, which it's pretty nice, I think. This is the first time we've seen a Ferrari key like this. Do you guys remember the old Ferrari keys that looked like it belonged in a 1999 car? Well, no more. You only got two buttons right here. This one serves as an opening for the trunk too, aside from unlocking and locking. But the best thing about it is you can keep it in your pocket, never pull it out, and drive the car, lock it, unlock it, everything. Now, back here, this one has a little Ferrari logo right there, but you can get the option where this whole thing is the Ferrari logo at full color and full blast if you want to be a little mamatore. But inside here, this is one of the coolest parts of it because I haven't seen this yet, where you press this and then the car unlocks, and all you gotta do is stick your fingers like this. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And bam! And you can lock the car just like that too. And now that the car is open, you guys gotta look at this and understand what we're looking at. This car is the whole future of all brand new Ferraris coming out. You're gonna see a lot of this trickling up into other models, from the seats to the screen to the gear selector, if you can call it that, to the steering wheel, to the dash screen. What about the doors and even your memory button? So let's start right here at the door because it's the first thing you're gonna notice. No more pulling to open the door. All you need to do is press this elegant button, kind of like a Tesla. Door opens. Right underneath it, you're gonna get your seat memories right here and your trunk opening, which is beautifully integrated into the speaker. I mean, that looks fucking classy as shit. That's right, the term classy as shit was patented by me, motherfuckers. Now, moving to the inside of the car, the first thing you're gonna notice is these little buttons to move the seat. And a lot of people are gonna be like, Alejandro, I like to model the seat right after my perfect body, so I need more movement than just two sticks. Well, don't worry about it, Dick. You'll be able to do it. I'll show you how in a second. But man, this is gorgeous. While I sit in the car, let me tell you this, the seats are amazing. Even though they feel sporty and light, they feel big and like they can hold a big man. And that's key because, you know, not everyone has like a great body like mine. But the reality of it is I keep spitting a lot. And also, the seats are comfortable, they're plush, it feels nice, and definitely right for the car because you're gonna go on long road trips in this car. These seats can take that. Your ass can take that. Let me show you first here with Ferrari because they're really changing everything in here. They are looking for a more simplistic look, which to a lot of people is kind of scary because there's really not a lot of buttons if you look at this car anywhere. So even from the door, again, they just added a button but eliminated things to pull, things to press, even right here. I'll explain everything right now, but the first thing that I noticed is the big change to the start engine button because normally it used to be a huge button on the steering wheel. Now it's a digital button that it's right there. And if you want to turn it on, you step on the brake, do this. Woo! Whoa! Of buttons that were eliminated here, like for example your mirror buttons and whatnot. They just added this screen with a couple of virtual buttons right here, which are incredible. If you want to change your mirrors, you're gonna click on it and then you're gonna use this kind of like to move it. So see me rolling, all you're doing is pressing that. These are your lights. You can put in automatic, you can, auto, blah, 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 not auto. So we're gonna put them in auto right now. So the green is what's indicating that. Then your parking. You want to look at the parking cameras, you're going to press that button, and then you can also hear the buttons everywhere in the car, by the way. And then it shows you the car from the bird's eye point of view, and also the front of the car and the back of the car, which is pretty freaking sick if you ask me. Right here, your anti-engine stall button, the bullshit that the EPA is making us all put in the car. I'm not dealing with that bullshit. I'm turning it off right now. Parking sensors, right here, activated. Lots of little buttons disappeared. Just this tiny little screen appeared, and I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. So right here, you're gonna get basically two virtual buttons, the home button and the View Max, and then you have a trackpad. This is all for right here inside of your big dash. I'm gonna show you guys, I'm just gonna go through it because you can do several things with this. The first thing you can do, and I'm gonna show you is, I'm gonna scroll through the menu. So it looks like there's 3 menus juggling around. All right, ready? Watch me. And you hear the sound? You hear the sound? Yeah, boy! So you have that. Then you can change the view with View Max. So you can put the navigation, you can go into your speedometer, or you can go back to your main view. So just with View Max. And obviously this is just to go back. They eliminated a lot of stuff and added a ton. That screen back there is gorgeous, guys. I hope this translates into the video because god damn, Ferrari, that is the best screen in any Ferrari I've ever seen, period. Further down in the steering wheel, there's a lot of really cool shit, but let's start with the Manettino because the Manettino, for the first time ever, it's digital, son. That means when it's off, you can't see those lights. So let me show you all the modes in the Manettino, which each shows you right there on your screen. As you guys can tell, because there's nothing written there, you're in wet mode, then you can go to comfort mode, then you can go to sport mode, or you can even go to race mode in case you really need to get to the grocery store in a fucking blink of an eye. Every single button in this car is pretty much on the steering wheel. The reason why is really simple. Ferrari doesn't want you to fucking take off your hands off the steering wheel and start texting. They want you to be able to drive, and at the same time that you're driving and paying attention, you can just click on shit that becomes eventually programmed into your memory and into your muscles and into your everything. Maybe that's not the reason, but that's what I'm guessing. Now, you have a lot of other stuff. Obviously, your windshield wiper system right here. Start engine, your lights are right here. But just like any other Ferrari, this is the first change that came, is look at these. So you can click it from the back, you can click it from the front, and obviously on the other side too. Now, here comes the weird part, the headlights. And I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to film this right. So let me see. Hands. Right here, every time you press that, you're throwing your headlights at someone. I'm not entirely sure if there's gonna be a lot of people motherfucking a lot of people for not realizing that they're doing that when they're driving just with their hand like this, but it requires intention. So I'm not entirely sure, but that looks pretty cool. That's actually a good place to put your high beams. Like, hey dude, what the fuck? See, worked. Another beautiful thing that Ferrari did with this car is the gear lever selection or the gear selection thing. Yeah, that's right, that's a very professional name. Now, right in the middle and around it, you have the two windows, which in every other Ferrari, pretty much everything is right there in the middle. And that's right, the camera says English, and I used it for the Spanish video too. So, bad Alejandro, no. Now, if you want to get into any gear, like let's say that you want to go into reverse, there's not going to be any confusion, and you're going to see a little sexy light drop into the reverse angle. Boop! You see that? You want to put it back in first? Sergio, all you got to do is this, because you were a little confused today when you were filming the car, Sergio. That's all you need to do. If you want to put it in manual, you just click down. You want to put it in automatic, you click down. And then PS is kind of Ferrari's launch control. So you want to put it on launch control, all you got to do is press that up, and the car's ready to launch into the grocery store as fast as possible. Another thing that y'all probably are wondering what the fuck is going on is, look at the air vents. These are 100% the new design for everything that's coming in the future. What the fuck is going on? These are going to be the vents and the design for the future of pretty much every vent in a Ferrari. I'm 99% sure. It's an interesting system that kind of like goes like this, and it's all around. You're going to feel like you're fingering the car quite a lot when you're moving them, but they actually really work well. And they look nice. It's a very interesting, different concept because you're moving all of the vents right here, and because you can't see the slats, it doesn't look bad. It looks actually really good. So most likely you're gonna see that in every Ferrari from now on. Sun, and obviously we gotta talk about the screen because we went from Ferrari not having any fucking screens to having like a lot of screens in the car. This is an interesting screen because it's a smaller screen. It kind of feels like an iPad. It's just right there, like an iPad mini, but it's pretty efficient. And remember how I told you about the seats? Let me show you some. You're gonna press that, which by the way, you would think that that's to heat your seat, but you have obviously your thermal control, which means you're gonna heat up your seat or you're gonna ventilate your ass, whatever you wanna do. You can also adjust the seats. And look at all the adjustments level that you have within the screen. It's honestly pretty good. So all that stuff that you thought were missing on the side of the car, it's right here and ready for you. So fucking smart. Smart. And if you're pressing this one, that's the driver. If you're pressing this one, that's the co-pilot. I know it's obvious, but you never know. On the other hand, we have storage. We have one cup holder in case you want to take one drink and that's it, because you know, whoever's sitting here can fucking take their own drink apparently. And you have right here a nice little center storage area where obviously you can plug your phone, a USB drive, whatever you need. Not bad. Not bad, aside from having to carry my other drink. And last but not least, before we go for a drive, this car has rear seats, kinda. I mean, if you're the size of a parrot, I'm sure you can sit there, right? That's the only type of human beings that fit there. Human parrots. It's a real thing, Google it. Let me ask you this, is this car worth the money? Let's go for a drive and find out. Actually, I'm really fucking excited. Let's go for a drive and find out. For real, not for real, for real. Whoa! So every time I get in a car and we're going out for a drive, I tell you guys, it's really important to know why they built this car. What's the purpose of this car? Simple. Ferrari wants you to go on a road trip for 9 hours or for 9 days with your wife, with your friend, with whoever you want, or by yourself, enjoy the car, not think about driving a sports car, but whenever you want it to be a sports car, you can take that car into sport or even into race mode, and it'll give you a little extra sum. It'll make you feel like you're in a sports car. Now, does this car deliver in those promises? Number one, look-wise, is amazing. Remember that this car competes against the Porsche Turbo. It also competes against the Aston Martin DB11, and it's kind of weird that this falls right in there. With great performance, it sounds amazing, it looks amazing, it's fast, it drives great, but it's also very comfortable. This is something that I wasn't expecting. So right now, I've been driving the car in comfort mode for now a while, and it's quiet. The bumpy roads, you can barely feel them. But let me tell you this, once you put this girl in sport or race mode, fucking thing moves, man. It really goes. It doesn't feel overwhelming like the Pista or those cars that definitely don't want to even give you traction. But let me tell you this is not a car you want to be caught sleeping on, not paying attention while you're driving it in race mode. The rear wheels have tried to go on me like a few times. This is a car you need to be on if you really want to go fast. Now, another thing, visibility. This is surprisingly great, and specifically for a car that has such small windows. I would never think that you can see everywhere. This is one of the things that Ferrari has always done great. Visibility in their cars, it's absolutely amazing. What about the sound? It sounds amazing, and it does feel, it feels so much more sporty than you could possibly think. I don't understand how the fuck they did this. Instantly when you put it in race mode, traction control lets you play a lot more with the car. It really shakes, it likes to shake its ass, and it's really nice. It's playful, but it could also be dangerous, guys. If you're not paying attention, please watch out. The other thing that I really like is the brakes. My God, it stops on a fucking dime. You guys saw that? It stops on a fucking dime. It's an amazing performance car at the same time that it's just a comfortable vehicle. It kind of makes no sense whatsoever. I truly don't understand how the hell they pulled this off. You have all the creature comforts in a car that whenever you make it go into race mode, into any other mode, it goes fucking bananas. It's really well executed. I think from every single angle, the balance of the car feels great. It doesn't feel long, it doesn't feel big, it doesn't feel heavy, it feels light on its feet, and it feels like it changes directions really fast. There is no complaint whatsoever on me. The one thing I'll say is, in comfort mode, when I started driving the car, I was like, this is okay, like the steering wheel's a little loose, but once you turn things up, oh my God, fuck! This is incredible. I am blown away by this car. I never thought, and this is where it surprised me, I never thought that whenever you put this car in race mode, the difference would be this big. I actually didn't expect this much power to come instantly to my feet. It's actually crazy how it feels. It's so sporty at the same time that it's very easy to drive. This is one of those cars that surprised the shit out of me in all senses. I don't understand how Ferrari, or why Ferrari, well, I feel like I do, did such a great job with this car, which is their base entry car. It really is. For $220,000, the look, the sound, the drive, the comfort, the sportiness, I mean, shit, everything is great. There's not one downside. I just don't understand what the downside is. I feel like there's a catch here, and I'm not getting it. And it even vibrates. When you have it like this, the car is vibrating enough for me to feel like I'm in a sports car. Like, quite a sports car. This is insane. This is insane. Ferrari, you have my heart again. You have my heart again. Please never do what you did to me back in the day. Please never stop pushing the envelope. Please don't ever stop surprising me. This was fucking unreal. Well done.